This is the Big Human's Whiskey Journey, where he gets to taste a whiskey blind with no preconceived ideas, and we get his initial reaction. A stalwart in most every liquor store, and usually found on the bottom shelf, Evan Williams 1783 is a standard for most, and easily accessible. So, what does the Big Humans think of this low-budget, readily available bourbon? Is he going to end up making another trip to the store? Welcome to this edition of the Great American Whiskey Cookers and the Big Human's Whiskey Journey. I am blinding the Big Human on a whole host of whiskeys, and I'm taking him through an entire whiskey journey as he kind of expands his horizon.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what you got on this one for me. I mean, we've been sampling a couple of them, and they've all been enjoyable
So far.
And it is one that the path that we're down has been just enjoyable from the start. It's like the basic, and we're starting to get a little bit deeper into these, and the flavor profiles that we're pulling out is just phenomenal.
Go ahead and nose this, and I'll explain what we got going on. So here's how we did this. I picked a whole number of whiskeys. All of my whiskeys are open. Kirk, who's off camera, got to choose from all of the whiskeys that I picked of what we're doing. So it's totally blind. I really have no idea what he picked, and the Big Human has no clue. So there's no bottle bias, there's no packaging bias, there's no name bias whatsoever. He's purely going off of sensory of whether or not he likes this or dislikes this, and that's kind of what we're going for here.
And unfortunately, it's summertime in Iowa. The humidity's got me, so some allergies. So my sense of smell is not quite there.
And that's good.
I'm still picking up some very pleasant notes.
And to be fair, the Big Human is an Irish drinker. He drinks mostly Irish whiskey, but he's really starting to get into bourbon.
Well, you say that, but when I went to the app and looked at the breakdown of it, and
you have more bourbon and you do Irish.
Yeah.
So what are you picking up on the nose?
I'm picking up a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of caramel.
So some traditional bourbon notes.
Oh, and there was like almost a toffee almost.
Okay, yeah.
Are you getting that?
Yep. I picked up the toffee, and there's some chocolate on the end.
Yeah, the chocolate too. So that's interesting.
See what you think on the taste. What do you think? Is this an O-line?
It is a very pleasant on the palate.
Okay.
Not quite the oh my where we...
You're reserved, though.
Yes, I'm reserved.
There's something going on that you don't necessarily enjoy about this.
It's not that I don't enjoy it. It just there was a quick hit with some proof.
Okay.
That just kind of hit me a little bit hard. So that's why you're sensing that I'm a little bit reserved.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, what was that? And...
Was it the ethanol?
There could have been, yeah.
Okay.
It might have been there.
All right. So palate-wise, you enjoy the palate. Is it the finish that's kind of putting it off for you, or is it the back palate?
I think it's towards the finish.
Okay.
Where you get more of that ethanol that kind of comes back.
And you're picking that up.
Yeah, and I'm picking that up.
Is it giving you those kind of spiky edges on the sides of the tongue? Is it too dry? Is it too oaky?
It is actually pleasant still.
Okay.
It's I'm not put off completely by it. Is it one of those that I'm like, oh my gosh? No, it's still enjoyable, but it's not an oh my.
So it's one that you would probably...
I'd be a little reserved on it, but it's still It's still enjoyable, and I like it. And like I said, I mean, it's still there. I mean,
and Kirk, who's off camera, what do you think? Yes or no?
I'm in.
You're in?
Yeah.
You like it?
I do.
Okay, so Kirk likes it.
That front of the palate is really good. I do like how it goes.
All right, so here's what we're drinking. This is pretty much a standard. This is Evan Williams Black Label. Nate Pilcher from the Proof 319 Bourbon Club. This is one of his go-tos. He drinks this on a regular basis. This is a go-to for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Comes out of the Heaven Hill Distillery. Evan Williams 1783. I keep wanting to say 1783. I don't know why. But this is a pretty standard bourbon, and you'll find this on all the shelves.
Yep.
Almost always, you're going to find this on one of the bottom shelves because it's usually fairly cheap. It's usually around $25 or so. And it's a really good, solid, standard bourbon.
Correct.
It gives you, and you picked up on it, the caramel, the vanilla. There's some toffee there. It gives you some of those very standard Kentucky bourbon notes.
Oh, yeah.
That's what this is. So,
like I said, it's still, for a lower shelf, it's still enjoyable.
Yeah, it is.
And it is big bourbon, though.
It is big bourbon. Yes, that is correct.
Where? So they're sticking in this time or little box, the flavor profile. And it's interesting that you're steering me away from big bourbon into the craft because they can play around and there's so much more to enjoy.
Well, and that's just it. Craft bourbon can play around a whole lot more. But in order to take you on a proper journey, I have to expose you to everything. And that includes big bourbon. I love big bourbon too. And there's a lot of big bourbons that I really enjoy. Yeah. However, I really, really enjoy the craft side because they can explore so much more. So it's worth trying.
Oh, yeah.
Would you buy it?
Yeah. I would have it on my shelf simply because of the name Evan Williams. Everybody knows about the Bottle and Bond series of this.
Right.
And of course, I have that one on my shelf. I just didn't have this one yet.
Well, now you know. Hey, I'm Jeff for the Great American Whiskey Cookers. Thanks for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, you can't be good, be good at it.
Thank you.